that, we are going to get right into it here. Spawning down in the bottom left for Berserker Esports, it is BattleB.
And his opponent, the blue Protoss, playing for Team Blazer, it is Krystianer.
Now, what do you think we're going to be seeing here out of these two players? You think we'll see Stargate or Robo out of Krystianer? Or, pardon me, Stargate or Twilight out of Krystianer to start things off?
You know, I think the Twilight definitely the more, you know, one that I'm seeing more of. The Stargate, I don't know, I still like the Stargate, right? I like just those units quickly across the map, singular attack full squadrons and stuff like that, being safe against any type of drop. So I'm still a big fan of it, but I don't know what Krystianer prefers actually.
Yeah,
that's what it is, right? It's just a preference at this point. You can't really, there's not a lot that can tell you in the early game, like, oh, I should go Twilight or oh, I should go Stargate here.
No, not really. It's more about who your opponent is, what your reputation is. Like, there's a lot that goes into it, but I think none of it is based on what the actual in-game stuff is. It's all stuff before the fact, and it's all your comfort zone. So, yeah. For example, someone like Hero Marine, I would be much less comfortable going Stargate against him because his pushes, his 1-1-1 pushes against that are now the deadliest in the business. But that's got nothing to do with, you know, how good you are at Stargate play per se. That's more to do with how scary he is to play Stargate against. And every single player at the top level has little nuances that make it, you know, good to do one or the other.
Yeah. And then people probably disagree upon what's good to do against what, or what's good against who.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what makes it interesting. If everyone played perfectly, the game would be the most boring. Like no one cares about watching chess when it's 50 chess engines, the best chess engines in the world, just playing against each other constantly. It's not going to be enjoyable. What they do enjoy,
if everyone did the same opening every single time.
Exactly.
It's like,
Exactly. It's unengaging. It's uninteresting. What happens is the misinformation, the sneaky plays, the little missteps that create openings, and players that find ways to exploit those openings. That's what makes StarCraft 2 beautiful to me. Look at this little concave of Marines. That's cute. He just he created a little cup where the Adept is just doesn't want to go. That's kind of funny. That's neat.
Little net of Marines right here, ready to capture the Adept. Doesn't quite manage to get there. I guess he does see that there's a reasonable chunk of Marines there. Most, you know, all of them, I believe, just produced off the single barracks so far. But just seeing those Marine numbers skyrocketing this quickly should give him a bit of a heads up. Like, okay, this could potentially start leading into a very heavy infantry push. Whether that's the 3 racks or not, that is still up for debate. But at least it gives him a little bit of a heads up along the right track of the thought.
Yeah, and I was mentioning that BattleB is a little bit like Big Gabe Jr., but this is very far from Big Gabe territory. Big Gabe prefers, going for the very quick 1-1-1 setup, as I was saying. This is, like you said, a 3 racks. This is going to be a completely different setup. Now, 3 racks versus Stargate openers traditionally is good. It is good for what you're going up against, but when you scout it this early, oh wow, he's going to find 2, maybe even 3 or 4 SCVs. Oh, great micro with his Oracle so far. Gets the 4th SCV as well. Does misclick just a tiny bit, but 11 out of 12, actually I guess 12 out of 13 clicks correct. I think we take that and I think we run with it. 4 kills is pretty massive, and he already went for a 3-gate blink follow-up. This is feeling pretty nice for Krystianer so far, but obviously he's going to have to be very careful about that big push that's going to be coming his way, and I think maybe even drop a couple of shield batteries in the natural.
Yeah, BattleB's Marines did manage to find a pylon with a gateway producing on the map, and they shot that down, so a little bit less money for Krystianer than they would have had otherwise. But he's seen the Marines, right? That is valuable information also. And he seems pretty ready with those Stalker numbers right now. But then I see this infantry. It's a lot of infantry too. Ooh. Oh my. That could teleport across the map right now.
Yeah, right? Like, that would be a scary situation.
It really would.
Now, this is really interesting. Oh, BattleB, what is that? Okay, did he kill something off? Oh, he killed in Adept, okay. Oh, and he tries to use the stim to go after the Oracle, not going to be able to do so. Oh, this is actually, that Marine is so good because that is going to let BattleB move in with this little hit squad of Marines. If these Marines get in on top of Mineral Line, they're going to gun down like 15 probes almost instantaneously. And the warp-ins are used, are they aggressive? Or did they just get warped in? I think he
must be at home. He doesn't have anywhere else, right?
Oh,
dear. There it is. Oh, this is going to go quick. That's a lot of probes. That is so many probes. Oh, my. Is he going to go into the main base? Yes, he is, of course. Why would you be done killing probes?
Oh,
there he is.
This is so much damage right here. And BattleB is going to be able to pick off two of the... Oh, okay. He should still get that third Stalker, I think. No, it looks like it will survive. So he gets 2 Stalkers, a ton of probes, a 14th probe, in fact. He's even going to potentially depower all these gate... Oh, 7 HP. Whoa. Okay, wow. Actually, if +1 infantry weapons was like 3 seconds earlier, it would have been the difference probably of killing that pylon with the like 7 extra damage. 7 extra damage instances. Yeah. Still, amazing move for BattleB. And Krystianer is now in a terrible position in this game.
Yeah, it made all of those units move back as well, so anything else they may have been able to do across the map, it's that window of opportunity seemingly gone now with the amount of infantry that's here. As Krystianer is just going to have to try to figure something else out. He's gone up to charge, he's getting more of those gateways, so he will try to have that very gateway-heavy approach.
And another one.
Yeah. Disgusting.
He gets in with another counterattack right here. Won't be able to get anything more, really, than what we've already seen. Oh, big blink into the main base. You are right. BattleB is moving out onto the map. There's nothing here. But, I mean, Krystianer's going to need to recall. He doesn't nip away. He kills SCVs, which is great, but he doesn't nip away at this army that is coming into his natural. Charge is done, but there's only 5 gateways on the map, soon to be a 6th. Nexus is just going to get gunned down instantly. And Krystianer, he needed a recall right away, but in the main base, he is still fighting. And yeah, this is going to be, I think this is going to be too much, maybe. What? Krystianer will be able to at least make it interesting. But this is just so much bio. Yeah, no, never mind. Krystianer's just going to tap out. He knows he can't fight his way out of that.
It was very rough. I like your idea of the recall. I think that may have been the best choice in that situation as well. Maybe with a sentry warping up on the main base so you can keep him out of there. But then, like, you survive, but what's that to live for afterwards?
Yeah. I like that BattleB did not get dragged back home. That is what Krystianer was hoping for more so than anything with that move into the main base, is he was like, okay, if you attack me, I'm dead. BattleB, to his credit, did not fall for the bait. He did not get dragged back home. He stuck around, continued the aggression, and now finds himself up 1-0. And that map loss alone, I don't think it mathematically eliminates Krystianer just yet, but it makes things a hell of a lot worse for him.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Like, he probably... I don't know how the math exactly changes, because it probably gets pretty complicated at that point if we look into map schools here as well already. With quite a bit of potential still coming up. But like, I wouldn't be surprised that it would have been pretty detrimental if he still wants to move on, that he just, you know, gets the best map school imaginable right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's rough, man.
And it's worth noting as well that one of the players that Krystianer must pass is Mana, and Mana beat him head-to-head. Yeah. And that makes things even worse. That means he has to beat him on map score, I believe. Or he has to have more wins or something. Things get a little complicated. We won't get into it now. But it makes a tough situation. Either way, I mean, at this point, he must win out. Spawning up at the top right for Team Blazer, it is Krystianer.
And his opponent, the Red Terran in the bottom left side from Berserker Esports, it is BattleB. He might be out, but he's still kicking.
He sure is, and it looks like, if I had to guess, he's going for an engineering bay block. Could be a proxy second barracks, but no, he's still building SCVs. Yeah, this is going to be an NG Bay block. I love Engineering Bay block plays. I think they are such a great move, and they're so annoying for the Protoss to deal with. You don't do them all the time, but if you do them, let's say 20 to 30% of the time, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, look at this already. That probe, like, no, please get away. Yeah, that is 5 probes right there. All right. Tries to get as much done as possible. Don't lose the SCV there. Gets himself out.
And this is an appropriate number of probes to pull. He pulls 6 probes right there, but it's still going to take a little while to clear this up. Krystianer almost perfect on the math right there. 400 minerals, basically as the Engineering Bay gets canceled. That worked out about as well for Krystianer as it could have. With the quick scout, he sees the Engineering Bay almost as it starts. Good stuff right there from Krystianer.
He still started his Nexus before his Cyber Core, I believe, so...
Oh, wow. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, intercept.
That is still not that much of a delay.
Nice.
Haha, surprise. Can't do this as a Protoss, can you?
I love that. Oh, man. Are we going to be seeing another 3 racks, or is this... Okay, yeah, it's going to be...
It must be. It will be.
Yeah.
You're right. You called it.
Once again, 3 racks versus Stargate play. Krystianer, he does love his single Oracle play. And we saw in the early game, he got phenomenal damage done with it. But he wasn't able to keep a lockdown on what BattleB was doing. And that 3 Stalker Warpin that was... I actually still don't know where it was. But it was not in his bases. That is where I know that it wasn't. And...
Right.
He needed something to deal with those Marines. He had nothing. He ended up just basically losing the game to that first Marine run by.
Yeah, truly. I'm not even sure if that would have been a lot to do with his dogs on the other side of the map. My head logic tells me, like, well, there must have been, right? There were so many Marines across. How could he have been safe against all of the Stargers? And, well, it just didn't really come to pass, so it's just hearsay at this point.
Yeah, now Adept does get into the main base and scouts this 3 racks much earlier. Now, Krystianer, he doesn't have to commit to Blink as a follow-up here if he doesn't want to. Actually, he's going to go for a second Oracle. Interesting. So already a deviation from the first game. So that's good, I think, in my opinion. It's going to mean that, he doesn't get himself caught up a little bit. BattleB, by the way, did not put a 3rd SCV back on gas, which means that he's going to have a much later factory than we're used to seeing as a follow-up here. He's going to be committing a lot heavier to bio, and he even builds a second gas. This is kind of weird. Oh, Oracle actually decides it can take the fight against these Marines. I don't know if it actually would have been able to if all the Marines were firing right away, but they actually kind of move commanded away for a moment.
Well, I mean, thinking about the previous game, I kind of like going for the Marines. I've heard this statement being made as well in like Wings of Liberty, I believe it was, a long time ago, where the debate sometimes became like, is it more worth as a Protoss to kill the SCVs or to go for the Marines? Because, like we saw before as well, these clusters of Marines, if you let them loose and just let them get damage done, then damage can be ever so severe. If you control those numbers of the Marines, right, that damage becomes a lot more manageable. And then if there's a cluster of Marines, you're more guaranteed to be able to deal with them at home, or you're more guaranteed to push into their own home turf with your own units.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Is the Marines are... I mean, we saw what happened when they got a free hand against their opponent, basically, when they got to do what they wanted to do. Things got very out of hand for Krystianer in a matter of moments, like loses so many probes, loses a few stalkers, gets his army dragged back home. But Krystianer, he is changing things up a little bit as well. He has decided to go for a robotics facility into a quick robo bay. He's going to get into the natural, will be able to find 5 more SCVs. He's kind of putting BattleB into like a soft all-in spot. Not entirely. Oh, he almost loses that. Very painful. But BattleB needs to get something done, and Krystianer is just staying on 2 bases. This is a great situation for Krystianer right now.
Yeah, maybe BattleB could afford a 3rd base as well. I wouldn't be upset with him if he throws that down around this point. It does not seem like his interests are moving into the Proto space like he did last time. Krystianer a lot more tempered with his own army movement as well, sticking back. He's learned of those strategies of BattleB the previous time, and he won't let that happen again.
Yeah, now his 3rd Nexus is extremely delayed, and he's actually not building probes at the moment. So BattleB, even though he takes a fair bit of damage, it's not going to be that bad. And now, oh my goodness, he finds 3 of the Oracles, kills 2 of them. And I think we need to see a recall, actually, here. Okay, no, never mind. BattleB's not going to, like, leave it trapped. Yeah, and he's so far away from building Vikings anyways. And even if he had the starport done, like, he won't want to, he won't want to build those units. But getting 2 Oracles, actually, with how late this 3rd Nexus is, I think it actually puts BattleB, like, back into the lead pretty solidly.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a single missile turret in each base, but just 1 or 2 extra Marines, you're safe. That Oracle is even low, right? So you're even safer. He can send everything he wants across the map and feel pretty secure about it.
Yeah, but he definitely doesn't want to take this fight right now. He's got way too many Marines. Krystianer, though, also doesn't want to push into him.
Take it anyway.
BattleB, yeah, he needs to get out of here. That was completely unnecessary. The scan where he saw the first Colossus, because he did have vision of that. Okay, I can understand why you don't want to disengage. But when he sees the 2nd Colossus appear in the scan, he needs to just instantly send that army home. His army was like 80% Marines right there, and he just basically loses 9 Marines for pretty much nothing.
Oh,
he's going to stim into the
Colossus.
Battery overcharge gets taken down. It's 4 Marauders. He's going to find us. I mean, it's a lot of units that he trades out. But if he gets this last probe, yeah, I think that's still worth it. I think that's still definitely worth it.
Getting any Colossus there, I mean, putting him down to 2. I feel like that's good. He just really needed those medevacts a while ago. You know, if that army wasn't already stimmed once in all yellow, maybe if you get your splits up to a level near Maru or Clem, you start running in on those Colossus that way, maybe you can take that fight, but yeah.
BattleB is still...
was.
Yeah, he's still trying to find these run-bys, and this time Krystianer has really locked himself down and has said, like, I'm not going to give you everything or anything. Finding that Colossus was nice, but in terms of actual losses, it was 5 Marauders, 4 Marines for the Colossus. And while the Colossus is robo time, that's very important, it didn't actually open, BattleB up to kill Krystianer at any point. So I think this was still worth it. Another delay on this command center. Man, Krystianer is doing actually some great work. And he blocks both these barracks at like 99% as well. Very nicely done with this Oracle. This Oracle getting 4 SCVs in the last little bit. Very well done.
The ultimate frustration move.
Yeah.
There we are. Okay, now they're done. Even War Prism speed coming along. That could be interesting.
Yeah,
I think he's going to carry some disruptors with him there.
I was just going to say, especially with those disruptors hitting the field, you can start abusing, or attempting to abuse at least, your opponents if they aren't perfectly on point with their multitasking. And, you find an army somewhere. And look at this already. This War Prism would have gone down if it didn't have speed. Already worth it. It literally already saved the War Prism within the first, 15 seconds of being done. That's amazing. Yep. That's actually so nice for Krystianer.
It's like a commercial for the War Prism speed, really.
Are you tired of having your War Prism sniped by those pesky Marines? Try giving it crack. It'll move so much faster.
Gravitational influxes are common these days for any War Prism. Alright, Stalkers trying to make a move. I am really fascinated in a way by Krystianer, how 180 his playstyle kind of took from the previous game.
Oh no!
Oh dear.
Oh, the traps!
Well, I'd say that.
Well, so nice from BattleB right here. He waits with the Marines at the top of the ramp, and then he goes back in. He is going to be able to take down maybe All but one Stalker. All but one Stalker for like one Viking. What was the loss there? One Viking, one Marauder.
Drops as well.
Oh, actually, hang on. Yeah, we got a little single drop on the top side. That was so well done, by the way, by BattleB. And actually, hang on. He's going to win the fight against these Stalkers.
He has another big run by into the third base as well, killing a ton of probes. He's making work. Oh, no. The Disruptors needed to make a shot happen there, but probes. Okay, well, that's rough.
That was such a nice little segment right there by BattleB. He finds the trap on the Stalkers. He gets that little drop in that trades efficiently, and then he gets a great amount of economic damage on his opponent with the run by. Funnily enough, he's still down like 9 workers, but that was such a good little setup from BattleB. And with no armory, no second engineering bay, and ghosts and enhanced shockwaves done, this is a huge timing for BattleB. Ooh, he's got to be careful right here. There's a lot of disruptors. They will take down a lead tank, so that's good. Oh my, there's no concussive shells.
Away, by the way. With that speedy warpers in there, across the map already, I mean, it could be devastating too.
Yeah, these tanks are actually very scary for Krystianer's army. Something important to note, no concussive shells make this actually quite difficult for BattleB. 5 Marauders, 5 Marines at a time. This is an 8 racks as well. This is a massive commitment. Basically a 3-base all-in right here. Krystianer just needs to make sure that he doesn't rush it. Like that, for example, like pushing into your opponent. He does get one more tank with the disruptor shots. So that's actually still pretty nice for him because the tanks are the most dangerous thing about this army from BattleB. Oh, and look at these Stalkers.
Okay. Oh, thank God that wasn't a blink there for him.
that would have been at least 1 dead medevac, maybe even 2. Ooh, disruptors.
Good gut chunk. But is it enough? This is still some impressive bio numbers. Watching out for the disruptor shots right there. Immortals, the shield battery overcharge, working overtime, helping out 3 Colossus just endlessly wailing away at these infantry, and that is going to be enough for Krystianer to really secure this. Now look at that, taking a demanding lead in supply.
Yeah,
walks across the map.
I mean, he is just so far ahead right now. This really was a full dedication from BattleB. I like the idea, but Krystianer very well prepared for it. He was able to get the defense that he needed, kept hitting those disruptor shots, kept clipping away at the tanks. And as he did so, it made the disruptors that he had left over even more effective. Very well done by Krystianer right there. Nice.
Well played. Well played. Tying up the show and bringing us to match number 3. Keeping his ever so slim hope of continuing onwards still alive, right? That is the important bit here. But yeah, 1 more game removed. And then there was 2 other best of 3s for him, or was there just 1 more best of 3? I think it was just 1, maybe.
I believe it's 2 more best of 3s for Europe. Yeah, because we got Hero Marine versus Acheron, and then Bly versus Gerald. And then
I meant for Krystianer.
For Krystianer.
Like for him in this group overall.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I misheard. Yeah, just 1 more best of 3 after this one. So the best he can finish is 3-4 in this group. He really needed to beat Mana to give himself a good, to control his own destiny, realistically. Yeah. Regardless, though, we do have Mana versus Hellraiser taking place on the A stream. And if Mana wins that one, I think that does mathematically eliminate Krystianer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it does. Acheron could still somehow squeak by, but I mean, Hero Marine versus Acheron is going to be coming up after this, and unless Acheron can pull an absolute miracle, it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough.
It will be.
All right, let's get into this game number 3. See who can take this one down. At worst, this is a $200 show match for the players. At best, Krystianer can still maybe make a miracle happen. So we have spawning up at the top right for Team Blazer. It is the aforementioned Krystianer.
And in the bottom left side, the red Terran from Berserker Esports, BattleB. Also, aforementions. What did you say? Aforementions?
Aforementioned, yeah, like just mentioned, but mentioned before this.
Oh, okay. It works then.
Sounds a little bit like effervescent, which I actually don't know the exact definition of effervescent, now that I think about it. I think it just means, like... Actually, no, I realize now that Yeah, I've got no idea what it actually means exactly.
Maybe it has to do with fluorescent lighting. Who knows?
Yeah, actually, it might actually have something to do with illumination, like bright or glowing. Actually, yeah, that sounds right. I think that might be something basically what it is.
Wonderful.
Back to language with Steadfast and Kozan.
I'm learning.
We interrupt this important language for a game of StarCraft.
There's a lot of languages in Europe, right? It's just a European group. That's something.
Yeah.
Nice to learn. StarCraft players like to learn. That's a given. Otherwise, they would not be interested in StarCraft.
I wonder how much learning new languages as a young child helps with StarCraft, because I have to assume that it helps a ton. Like in North America, oftentimes you only have to learn English, and sometimes for, you know, like part of high school, you have to learn another language, but it's not a lot. Whereas in Europe, you have to learn English, and then most oftentimes your country's language, and then oftentimes even neighboring countries' languages.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the schools are gonna push you into that type of stuff. You can say that you don't want to, but I've tried. That doesn't seem to really work. You can tell them like, no, I just won't go to France. I promise you. It doesn't work.
And they're like, that's fine. You're learning French anyways. And you're like, ha.
Yeah. I don't care.
Damn, you got me.
Exactly.
As we head on in to the tech choices of the players, I did, you know, in the first game, I was like, oh, is it going to be Robo or Stargate? But obviously I meant Twilight Council. But a build that is an option is a Robotics Facility opener. You can mess around with that. You can go for like a quick Disruptor or Colossus drop. And it looks like Krystianer is potentially headed that direction. For me, it's always been one of my favorite builds, is just a quick Colossus drop. Now, look at this. Krystianer actually shading forward with this Adept. We'll be able to get one SCV, very low, forces a lot of lost mining time, and on a Mule as well. And just gets in there, gets out. No damage done to the actual HP of the Adept. That's so nice.
Disruptor drops.
Yes.
Right? Yep.
Disruptor or Colossus? He does have the gas to afford Colossus potentially, but he hasn't gotten that quick third gas yet. We'll see what it is. Right now it could be either or, but yes.
Right.
Yes.
I can live with this. They're both really cool. I think the Disruptor drop just adds this little sense of extra tension, right?
Oh yeah.
But Colossus drop, still pretty good. We do have the starport here already. It's really nice that BattleB not going for the triple racks. That is good for him.
Yes. And it feels like this Colossus drop was hoping that it would be the 3 racks play, because, you know, with no starport, there's no Vikings. With no factory, there's no Cyclones. So dealing with the War Prism is really just basically up to the Protoss player to micro, you know, to their heart's content. And now that's easier said than done. But it is the burden is on the Protoss to make a mistake and let the bio get on top of the War Prism. We are going to be seeing the Widowmine drop getting into the natural. Good quick pull from Krystianer. Oh, BattleB. Wow, actually still gets 5 probes. That's more than I expected. And he saves all 3 Widowmines. Wow. That's not meant to happen.
There's the drop. He's like, where's your Marines? Let me eat them up for dinner. There is still a fair amount of them. I mean, a siege tank is in production, and that's definitely going to help. But other than that, that's just... Oh, there is another siege tank. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but it has to siege up. Oh, he's going to drop on top of it, and that means no range for the siege tank. That means quite a few more dead SCVs, and already some great value from this Colossus drop. The siege tank unsieges, which means that BattleB can... Krystianer can go back to work with this. Already getting some great value with this Colossus drop to start things off.
Yeah, he's got to be very careful. However, that Raven, of course, now available with an interference matrix, could shut this down rather quickly. Yeah, you got to be extremely careful. But that is a ton of damage.
Okay, now I think you just back away. Your opponent's got the Viking.
What's that? That was another 9. I thought that was just... No, that was more.
Yeah.
That's on top of the previous... Oh, my goodness.
He's killed 16 SCVs and 4 Marines with this Colossus drop.
Ugh.
That is...
Why doesn't everyone always Colossus drop? Oh, man. It's so great when it works, isn't it?
When it works out, it looks busted. It looks absolutely unstoppable. I do think Krystianer has gotten about as much as he could with this. Oh, nice little split right there from BattleB. Yeah, there's no real reason to, like, over push because he's already gotten so much damage done. Like, look at the eco situation. He's up 17 workers right now. Mules can help, but they do not make up that kind of a difference. He just needs to make sure... Oh, wait, did the medevac go home? Ooh, it actually rotated around to the top side. But there's already stalkers in the main base. Good job.
Coming in. Let loose the hell mines. It's not gonna happen.
Oh, retarget.
Oh, nice.
Fancy. That almost actually caught Krystianer. Like, if Krystianer hadn't noticed the retargeting and the probes go back, BattleB might have actually just suddenly killed, like, 15 probes.
Imagine if that happens. And suddenly the game's just like, all right, we're back to equal.
Yeah. If anything, I think that would have put BattleB massively ahead. But Krystianer was paying attention, avoids disaster. BattleB does have his stim and combat shields done. Unfortunately for him, he didn't start his +1 attack, so this timing is actually not even going to be that scary, as scary as it could be. And we've already got charge done for Krystianer. +1 weapons is going to be done by the time this army moved across the map, if it were to. Storm would be done as well, which is a very kind of bizarre but powerful follow-up.
Just stop it, Krystianer. Stop it. You've heard him enough. Just take it home, all right? You're going to lose it.
It's certainly paid for itself, but, like, yeah, you get so much more value by just bringing it back home at this point. Oh, and he actually just lets it off. Lets it off the bus, and it'll just walk home.
All right, you go home. I'm stick around here, do some other stuff. Okay, well, it brings it back. Oh, it's a little bit low, and what is home? There's so much stuff happening. I want to say so many things, and, well, there's just too little time. It is like a drop in the main base of both players here. As the Zealots now, not that many Marines. Widowmine does okay, and a big push of BattleB about to arrive at the 3rd base.
Storm.
And,
and the feedback on the full energy Raven. Oh, no. Even Storms down the Widowmines to make sure they go down. That's... Oh, on the whole, this is very good for Krystianer right now. He loses the robotics facility, which sucks, but he's already got his other tech developed. The SCVs are... Oh, this is actually interesting. Krystianer just going to pull back. He can refight this. Yeah, I was just going to say, he can re-engage. He's drawn his opponent out of the Sim City, so those Marines actually aren't going to be that good. And actually, this number of Zealots is actually going to slaughter these Marines. BattleB, he's pretty much all in with this. And actually, Krystianer's just going to try and jump on it right away. Doesn't want to lose the Colossus. Oh, the superhero Colossus will stay alive for the moment. Marauders are going to get on top of it, but the Storms will clear out all the bio. And yeah, this is all over. This is all over but the crying.
It really is. Those Zealots, again, another warp in there. Okay, this time there is enough, but the worker count has been decimated. He's still on the 2 base. The 3rd base is on the way, sure, but it's so late in comparison to where Krystianer is at right now. Yeah,
it's a 38 worker lead, like more than double the probes. You talk about mules making up differences. They can make up a decent difference. Not that much. That is a little too much. Unless we're talking about like 5-6 orbitals there, constantly pumping out mules, like you're not going to make up that kind of a difference.
Exactly.
BattleB, I mean, I don't blame him. He might think he did more damage than he did, maybe. Actually, no, no, he really didn't get in on any minerals besides the one in the main.
But there's always still the shot of Krystianer messing up here, right? Just overcommitting to an attack too quickly across the map when BattleB is still on this 54 army supply.
Yeah.
And it can still hurt. It can still kill an army. And then suddenly it runs across the map. It kills the Nexus and then where we're at.
Yeah, then the game kind of resets. Yeah. And it's game 3. So, like, he doesn't have any other games to play today. This is the only game he's focused on, and it is, it's $200. If he can somehow pull a miraculous comeback, Maybe it takes him an extra 15 minutes to do it. That's worth it. That's super worth it.
Alright, trying to make it work here. Showing only the 2 Marauders. I kind of like that. Takes a while to clean up, but at least you kind of keep what's there.
They're trying to run and get into the bus, and the bus, like, the bus driver just, like, floored it as he saw them coming in the rearview mirror. He's like, you're not getting on my bus, boyo.
I bought a ticket, sir. Please.
Please, the Colossus lasers are hot. Sir, I don't like it.
Oh, this needs to be a big EMP, and no, it's not. It's a big feedback instead. I don't like this Protoss army being here, actually, although those storms are making it better.
Yeah, it is actually a Protoss army that was like 1 or 2 good EMPs away from being very impotent, and this will actually go quite well for BattleB, but during all this, 25 SCVs went down. This actually, the army supplies are now in favor of BattleB, so to the point we were making, like, I was, like, making jokes, because I'm just like, yeah, this game's over, whatever. But now, I mean, Krystianer just threw away a lot, and it's still a big lead for him. It's 87 probes to 26 SCVs, but the whole advantage in supply is in army. And... I mean, this is probably the best.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
Bring the SCVs.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. All right, it's a shot, man. There's a shot.
There's only one Colossus. There's 1 Disruptor. Do we have any ghosts? Oh, we don't have any ghosts. The storms are going to be huge.
Oh, he's.